Okay, folks, I'm back. I am about to ready to start watching this thing, The Stand, and I figured I'd do some live commentary. As I do it. You know, just to see how much I blow my head up and how much I hate it. Let's see. All right. One last little thing here before I start it. I don't know if anybody will show up or they'll catch us. Oh, there's Mountains, there's Darth Hester, there's Yosef. Yeah, I saw that you said you were watching the last stream, Yosef. Well, I'm going to watch The Stand and do some running commentary of this thing as I watch episode 1. I have no idea how good this is going to be. Everything I've heard so far says it's going to be crap. But we'll see. I really have no clue. So I'm going to resume. Let's see. So we're starting off with Whoopi. Talking while they show a cornfield. Yep. Jerry, I'm sorry. I'm just watching it on the CBS, and I can't really throw it up here because, YouTube. It'd be all over my ass. But, of course, this is totally different because episode 1 is starting out in Boulder, Colorado with the scene of Harold Lauder in full hazmat gear with the rest of them walking into a church with all the dead bodies. So yeah, they've skipped all the good parts there to Captain Tripp's escaping and everything else. And we start the series already in Boulder. What the hell? I really had hopes that, that they'd show a better escape of the virus and all that sort of thing happening. But no, we start off with Harold Lauder out throwing up next to a fence. Mm-hmm. Oh, so sad. And now we're looking through. They're looking through some rooms. I have no idea, Darth, but yep, this is where they started it. Now they're standing out where they're burning some of the bodies and burying the bodies, and they're calling them units. Not calling it bodies, they're calling each body a unit. They moved out 1,000 units already today. Now he's asking for a show of hands on who's actually going to come back the next day to remove more bodies. Oh, now they're going with a flashback. They're going with a flashback of Harold. Of course, he's peeking in through a hole there at Franny. And now we go to Franny, who's watching her dad starting to get sick. So we're going to get to see some of the early action, but apparently only in flashbacks. And Harold's being a pervert, staring through this knothole in the fence at Franny. And Franny talks to her dad, touches him. He's burning up, so he's going to go take a nap, get tired of gardening. Harold's still being a pervert, staring through the knothole in the fence, his hands between his legs, don't know what he's doing. Oh, now he's getting beat up by some bullies. Oh, he's trying to fight back, but the two bullies are gonna. No, he's getting away on his bicycle. He's riding a bicycle. One of the bullies is trying to run after him. Another bully who he kicked is limping with a bicycle. And of course, they make a Terminator reference because the kid's running like a T-1000. And Harold flips the bike because he's trying to avoid a dead skunk. Yep. Now the one bully's telling him that they don't have to kick his ass now because he hurt himself enough flipping on the bike, and if he catches him in the neighborhood again, he's going to shove the bicycle up his ass. Yep. Yeah. And of course, he's just laying on the ground cowering. And now we see Harold trying to carry his broken bicycle home, and you see groups of people, and you see some of them sneezing, so. And a bunch of high school kids are laughing at him and making little cry faces at him because he's all battered and bruised and carrying a broken bicycle. Now Harold's home. There's balloons floating on the ceiling. Harold's getting this letter. Probably the one that rejected his poetry, if they stay with that. Yep, they rejected his poetry. Of course, he's bleeding all over the paper because. And now he punched a balloon. Now he looks in the bedroom and his mother asks how she's feeling. She's laying in the bed all covered up, coughing, barely can talk. Obvious she has Captain Trips. And then, even though she's hacking her head off, she tells him, "Don't make me remind you about mowing the yard." And now we see his sister laying in bed, sitting in bed with Kleenex stuffed up her nose. So you actually get to see a few more of his family on this one than the original. Never seen his family in that one. And now LDG's yelling at me. Okay, if I'm still halfway awake at that point, I'll join you. All right, so now he's trying to get his laptop open. Of course, his laptop got all smashed to hell when he flipped the bicycle, and he's throwing a fit and just threw it across the room. And now the radio is talking about the quarantine of Arnett, Texas. And talking about cell phone service is jammed. Oh, great. Now he's looking at a picture of Franny and jerking off in bed. Yay. And now we have a flash over to Stu Redman sitting inside the hospital cell with the guinea pigs. So, they've skipped all that beginning part and went straight to Stu at the CDC. Yep. And we got the doctor that comes in and says, we understand you're not going to cooperate anymore. Yep. Of course, this time the doctor comes in with no mask or anything that's talking to him. Oh, they actually just named it Captain Trips at this point. Oh, now we're doing a flashback from that to Stu at the gas station with Champion coming down the road. So they are showing some of the scenes that happened before, but it's just like really jumbled. And here you go, flashback here, flashback there, flashback here. Because we're at the point where Stu says, turn off the pumps. Oh, it's just a quick flash, and then it's back at the CDC. Hi, Moira. Meow, meow, purr. Now Stu's complaining about 3 days before the men in the mop suit showed up with M4s pointing at him, telling him, come with us. And now he just found out that everybody he came in with all had the virus. And only a 4-year-old girl is alive with the rest that brought in with him. Now he's talking about how he talked to Campion before, and they flash back to him finding Campion in the car. Well, at least. Yep. Now he's reaffirming that they're all dead. No, Thomas, I never had sanity, so there's that. Of course, Stu's figuring out that he came from California. He goes some bioweapon facility. Doctor says can't say that, but he goes. So he came 1,700 miles. Yeah. I'm already going to say the original miniseries was much better watching the gradual build up than all these stupid flashbacks. Oh, and there goes the nurse that just came in to take his blood, just sneezed, and he looks at her really funny. Yep. It was Bee's Nest. And now, of course, I have 80 seconds worth of commercials that I have to deal with, so I can go back to the chat here and see if I missed anybody. Mountain says, we'll say if I get to Hemingford home or get to Boulder and see Whoopi, I'm heading to Vegas to join the good guys. Good one, Mountains. So far, we haven't seen Hemingford home at all because, well, they started off in Boulder. And we're down to 44 seconds worth before I get back to this episode. Yeah. Oh, God, Christmas commercials. Ugh. They haven't blamed anybody yet, Thomas. I'm still waiting on this. They keep jumping around so damn much. And Bee's Nest, I'm watching the first episode of The Stand, the new one they just released tonight. And now we're back to Harold bicycling. Somehow he fixed a bicycle or he stole a bicycle or something. He's bicycling around town asking anybody if they can hear him because there's dead bodies floating in the water. There's dead bodies sitting on benches. And now he's back and he's peeking through the hole at his stalker. Yeah, he's stalking her. And he sees that Franny is alive, but she's digging a hole. So now he's like, runs back away from the fence and starts yelling, hello, is anybody alive out here? And she's just closed her eyes and saying, oh, shit. Harold's alive to herself. And she whispers to herself, I'm here, Harold. Oh, now she does it out loud so he can sit there and hear her because she kind of didn't want to tell him. Well, at least he's at the point. She's already drugged her dad out. Instead of Harold helping her carry him out like the old one, she already had him out and was burying him. He managed to take his family to the funeral home before it closed the doors. Now Harold's starting in with the authority did this. Which link Bee's Nest? I can't really post the link to the show. Or it'd get me in trouble, so I'm just kind of doing a live ramble as I watch this thing. Oh, now she's telling him to go home. She ain't his fucking babysitter anymore. And he storms out and slams the gate. Well, he did give her a dose of reality that nobody seems to be coming to fix this situation. And she went straight to the fridge and grabbed pie to eat. She was eating pie. So he's riding away mad. And now she's wandering the house, trying to figure out what to do. Oh, she didn't bury him. She was just digging the hole. He's still laying in the bed, and she's pinning his medals that he got from the military on his body, and but she's keeping his dog tags. And she's putting a picture of the family. Apparently she had a son, or no, she had a brother that we have no idea what happened with. Now she's rolling him up in. And of course, he's like really bloated and stuff now that he's sick, and she tried to roll him and it made gurgly sounds, and she got all freaked out and fell on the floor and sat there covering her mouth. Of course, we're back to Harold looting things to gather up, and he's walking over to a police car where the female officer died in the car from the flu. She's all bloated and must have smelled really bad because he's about ready to throw up as soon as he opened the door. I don't think you want to take that car, Harold. No, he's trying to get her gun off of her now. He's fumbling it all around because the smell has got to him. So now he's looking at the pistol in his hand. It's not how you hold that, Harold. You don't keep your finger on the trigger. You're an idiot. Of course, now, as she's trying to drag the body down, we hear a voice that must be the president. Of course, he's denying that it's killing people and that it was started by the government, but you hear him coughing in the background, so you know he's sick. She got him out by herself, and now the power goes out. So she can't even listen to the last of the broadcast. And now we have her. Now we have a vision of her walking through the cornfield. Yep, it's her walking through the cornfield. Something running past through behind her, laughing. Like some little child imp thing running through the corn behind her, laughing. Nope, she's coming into the looks like the middle of the cornfield where you have almost a crop circle. It's not actually a crop circle, it's just a circle area smashed down the corn and doesn't look like a proper crop circle, but there's some little doll. And now we have Mother Abigail. She's telling her who she is, Abigail. Oh, now they're calling it Hemingford Home, Colorado. Hemingford Home was never in Colorado. And now she woke up and she sees a light down the street. Apparently, 2 blocks away, she can hear Harold typing away on a manual typewriter with candlelight. Of course, he's making plans and shining his shoes and everything else to go to somewhere. Now we got the doctor waking up Stu. It's bounced around again. Now this doctor's telling Stu that they're moving him to Stovington. So they weren't eating at Stovington yet. They were somewhere else, and now they're going to Stovington. Oh, now they throw him a blackout hood. Oh, now the Black Ops guy is telling him either put the hood on or because they're moving him to a secure location. They don't want him to know, even though, you know. Now we had some radio announcer saying that he was not going to succumb to Captain Trips, and he was coughing. He goes, "This is going to be the way of my demise and my sign up," and then you hear a gunshot. And now Harold's attempting to figure out how he's going to try to get Franny to come with him. He keeps standing there in front of the mirror and most of this conversation was in the original one, except that it was him actually talking to Franny. And now he's just talking to himself. And I have another commercial break. Yes, I do. I have another commercial break, folks, so I can sit here and check the link. And, well, we don't have many watching this. Got my 1 thumbs down so far. I got 11 thumbs up. Yay. And, now we have an Aflac commercial with the duck. Ugh. Who cares about the duck? Oh, while we are waiting for it to come back on, related news, Sir Ian McKellen got his vaccine. So there you go, folks. A little update there. So we can talk about that one. No STD commercials yet, Thomas. Luckily for me. Oh, God, you had... Well, no, I just got a Lower Decks one, though. Damn it. Son of a bitch, I just got a Lower Deck commercial. Yep, they had to show me Lower Decks. Just about it streaming. No previews. Well, wherever they went, Stu and this doctor are there and talking like it might be the vice president bunker area or something. Four-star generals in charge of this place. Well, at least this doctor in this one seems to be nicer, but he just coughs, so Stu knows that he has to have the virus now. Captain Trips. And now we're back to Harold wearing shined up black shoes, dress shoes, a helmet for riding on a scooter, and a Hawaiian shirt, and weird ass clothes. He's just totally weird. I don't know why your words didn't show up with spaces. Okay, Harold, you've knocked at the door. He's looking for Franny. Has no idea where she's at now. He's wandering around her house outside, looking in all the windows. Now he's going on in. The pie, what's left of it, has flies all over it. Oh, now he's going to go upstairs and look for her. He hears water running. Now he's going to kick down the bathroom door. It sounds like she's taking a shower. And apparently she's taken a shit ton of pills, laying in the bathtub. She's dressed, but she's tried to kill herself. And now he's stuck his fingers down her throat to make her puke. And she's puked up a whole bunch of pills. And now it's nighttime, and she's sitting on the couch all wrapped up. And he was bringing her coffee or something. And she asked him how he knew. Was he spying on her? And of course, on the record player, they're playing Ozzy Osbourne. So the best song so far from the original, Don't Fear the Reaper, No Sign. We have Ozzy singing Changes. And of course, he's figured out, since they're the only two left alive in town, he's figured out that the virus has to kill 99% of people. All on his own. And now she's going to listen to his plan, because he showed up with a plan on where to go. And of course, he wants to go to Atlanta. And he's got her convinced to go there because they're immune, and if anybody's alive working on it, they should be there. And maybe their blood or something can help them come up with a cure. Of course, now he's being a little creep, staring at her like, yeah, I want some. Mm-hmm. And now she's just done the wrong thing and laid her head on his shoulder, giving him false hope. Yeah. Yep, this thing's jumping everywhere. And of course, now CBS is really cramming me with commercials. Didn't get very far on that one without commercial breaks. Of course, they did a Christmas commercial with the Three Dog Night song, Joy of the World, that has really nothing to do with Christmas. Now we got an AT&T commercial with Lily. It's the only thing good about an AT&T commercial. Lily. That's it. Oh, God. Here we go. Weird-ass commercials. I don't care about you, Expedia. All right. Back to the stand. This thing is 58 minutes and 59 seconds long, so it's a good hour show. And I'm 35 minutes into it. And we're back to Stu in his place. And he's dreaming now because he just woke up and the little window scene that gives him is nothing but a cornfield. And he's actually able to crawl through the window into the cornfield. Well, there you go. You made your escape. You're no longer there. Of course, we know it's all a dream, but he's now running through the cornfield. And he gets to the center of the field, and there is a wolf with glowing red eyes. So he did not see Mother Abigail. He saw Flag. No, it's not Flag. And of course, the doctor comes walking in and just admitted he has it. Of course, the doctor just threw up in his handkerchief. The doctor's trying to figure out how to kill himself now. Of course, Stu's asking, of course, the general's watching all this through video. And the doctor just told him that Stu's not getting off this floor because the general's kind of went a little nuts and says he's not going to let anybody out. Oh, now here comes that black op guy with a gun. He's like really swollen up and snotting everywhere and everything else, and he's coming in with a gun. And he just killed the doctor, and Cobb just stabbed him with the scalpel in the neck, and blood shooting everywhere, and Cobb dropped the gun, and now he's falling down. And So Cobb, and well, apparently the general is going to let him out because he just opened up the door. So at least in this one, the doctor wasn't an asshole. And the general is now guiding him out, telling him to follow the lights along the floor of this facility. And we see just another one of the doctors laying dead on the floor. Yeah. And now he's telling him to get into an elevator. Get in the elevator, but leave the gun. So maybe he's bringing him up to the command bunker where he sealed himself in. He still sounds healthy. Yep, brought him up to where he is. He's all alone in a sealed off bunker. He's watching all these monitors of people that are dead or being loaded up into body bags. Who the hell is this guy playing the general? I know him. This 4-star general don't know who half the people were under command by. Wherever they are, it was built to withstand a 50 megaton blast. So now it's just random chatter back and forth between the general and general just coughed finally. So now the general admitted that it's man-made. Oh, actually, Stu's giving him attention. And he gave this key card and the directions on how to get out. And told him if anybody was left alive at the top to let him know that he stayed at his post till the end. Of course, Stu is going through here and looking through windows and stuff, and everybody's dead. Yep. And the general's reciting poetry from his daughter. Of course, we have flashbacks within flashbacks, because we've seen Stu running out of the building, but now it's flashing back to him staying there with the general. And yep, now the general's going to off himself. And Stu is outside the building. I see some little mountains and stuff. And we flash back to Harold spray painting on the wall that him and Frances Goldsmith, Franny, have left for Atlanta on September 14th. And now they're on the mopeds, which, yeah. Yeah, they're leaving town now. They're leaving Maine to head to Atlanta. And now we went back to Boulder, where they are continuing to bury the bodies. So apparently the flashbacks are over for now. We're watching them dump them into shipping containers that are already mostly buried in the ground. And now we have Harold rambling to himself, typing away. He's out jogging around the woods also. Now they're back to burying more bodies. All these guys are being actually nice to Harold, and Harold don't know how to react. Nope. But yeah, episode 1, we've only seen really 3 major characters. We've seen a brief glimpse of Whoopi as Mother Abigail, and we get a brief glimpse of Randall Flagg, but this time he's a different wolf. He's a white wolf. Now a spotlight hits on Harold as the wolf sits there in front. And he walks right up to the wolf, who just sits there and turns around like he's going to guard him. And now the wolf looks up in a different direction, and we see a silhouette of yet a second wolf. And it turns into Randall Flagg. So we got Randall Flagg walking up to Harold Lauder out in the middle of the desert. Of course, this is a dream. And he's trying to hand Harold one of the stones that he gave others, not Harold, but others in the original series. So he's trying to make Harold one of his lieutenants. So of course, he had that little smiley button on his jacket. We don't see his face yet. But Harold is slowly slipping further and further to the dark side. And now Harold's staying in front of a mirror trying to perfect his Tom Cruise smile. Yeah, okay. Now he's walking around the town with, he does a smile and then he gets a big frown because he sees Franny with Stu. A pregnant Franny. Of course, he's playing Mr. Nicey Nice, and then he kind of shoots Stu a evil look. Now he's giving them the stink eye as they walk away. Of course, now he's trying to be Mr. Smiley to everybody. Now he's back at his house. Oh, now he's talking about killing Stu in his manifesto. Oh, now he wants to kill Fran, too. And he's doing a Joker look, like he's the Joker now. And now we're doing a flashback all the way to Campion, escaping the... Campion's now looking through the glass door at one of the doctors dying of trips. And he hits the buttons for lockdown, but the door this time in the underground base doesn't want to close all the way. So this is when Campion looks at his cell phone, sees the picture of his wife and kid, and shoots out the door before it closes. Of course, the door was being held open by Flagg the whole time because the bottom was bent, and it was Flagg's foot holding the door open. He just didn't see Flagg as he ran out the door. And now the escape scene. So we're flashing back all over the place, folks, and we flashed all the way back to Campion first escaping this area. loading up his wife and kid and taking off down the road. And now we have Flag walking down the road. Flag's trying to hitchhike. And he's first see Flag's face. His champion drives past him, but all of a sudden Flag's in the back seat with the kid and never stopped. And that is the end of episode 1, folks, of The Stand. So far, it's not the worst. I will say that. But I do not like the direction they took this, flipping all over the place and doing shit as flashbacks and crap. But it's kept me interested enough to watch episode 2 next week. It has kept me interested enough to catch episode 2. But yeah, that is my first reaction to The Stand, episode 1. So leave a comment if you want. And I'm going to get out of here for the night. I've had enough of the second live stream of tonight and the review of The Stand, episode 1. See you later tonight with Let's Talk Christmas Story. And probably next week for episode 2 of The Stand.